According to an article from MoneyWise, over a third of Americans earning $200,000 a year or more say they're living paycheck to paycheck. And nearly half of those making over $100,000 a year are in the same boat. There are various reasons for this, from inflation and rising housing costs to overspending, student loans, etc. But what are the lessons we can learn from this, and what mistakes can we avoid to make sure we don't end up in paycheck to paycheck cycle? That's exactly what we're going to go over in this video, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Lydon, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone. I'm also a local realtor and investor here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I do speaking and coaching as well, so if you're interested in any of that, drop a comment below. Okay guys, so number one, lack of financial planning and goal setting. So without specific and measurable goals, managing your finances becomes challenging. This can lead to neglecting long-term savings, overspending, and instant gratification items, or even accumulating debt with accruing interest. So how can you create an effective plan? Here are some tips and mistakes to avoid. So we don't want to set unrealistic goals. Ambition is key, but goals should be achievable and realistic based on your financial situation. So you don't want to set unclear goals or have unwritten goals. So not running out of money in retirement is too vague, right? That's not a measurable goal. So revisit and adjust goals over time. And a financial plan is a living document, and that should change over time as your priorities change. So don't be overly focused on money. Some goals require action items that are not only focused on money, but it could be focused on, by this age, you want to be able to accomplish this, that type of thing, okay? So prioritizing your goals. So what goals are must-haves and what goals are, it would be nice to have. So setting up that financial plan like that. So must-haves will be at the top. We must hit this by this age, or this much money by this time period, that kind of thing. And then nice to haves, like I would really like to have this beach house by the time I'm 50 or whatever it is, right? That's the first one. And then number two is going to be overspending on status, underspending on your learning. And so oftentimes we overspend on status symbols and we underspend on investing in ourselves. And so getting around the right people and acquiring the right skills that will enable us to speed up the wealth building process. That's going to be huge. I mean, I'm a big advocate of surrounding yourself with the right people. And as far as investing in yourself, so things, for my work, for example, I do real estate as primary, and so I make sure I attend 1 to 2 conferences a year that are honing in my skills on real estate. And then if you are there's some like motivational conferences and things like that, wealth building, partner up with somebody that is building wealth and that is ahead of you in this process. There's a tool I have on my website, brandylydon.com. You can do a free net worth calculator. That's another great tool just as a starting point, and then see what your goals are and where you go. So here are some signs that overspending is affecting your life. So kind of go through these and see if this is talking to you. You aren't paying off your credit card balance every month. You're struggling to pay your bills. You're not saving any money. Your bank account is at zero. You're hiding your shopping habits. So if any of these are speaking to you, you definitely need to create a financial plan, set some goals, and stick to this. So fortunately, chronic overspending is not an unsolvable problem. With good financial plan in place, a budget, and some discipline, you can quickly stop spending more than you like. So it can be tempting to dwell on your worst money mistakes, but instead let's try to learn from them and focus on finding a solution so that it doesn't happen again in the future. So for example, I have been in probably all of those scenarios: bank account at zero, hiding shopping habits, all of these things. And it's easy to be there and want to get out. It's easy to get out and go back there. So I think, like we were talking about in the beginning, revisiting that financial plan, having somebody that you shared this with, okay? If you're single, a good friend that is also going down that path to build wealth and stick to a budget, share it with them so you guys can hold each other accountable. If you have a spouse, if you're younger and you have a parent that you want looking at it and helping you out there, just having an accountability partner. Just like the gym, we have an accountability partner for the gym. We want an accountability partner for our financial success and budget. All right, so number 3, relying on financial willpower. So when it comes to reaching our financial goals, relying solely on willpower can be tough. And that's why we need to make it easy to do the right things and hard to do the wrong ones. So one simple way to do this is by setting up auto pay and automations for your investments and your regular bills. So think of it as putting your finances on autopilot. So I'm sure we're in the 21st century. Most of you probably do auto pay for your bills, but are you making investing a priority? So let's say it's $25 a week or $25 a month, whatever that you do, okay? $100 out of every paycheck or something like that you're investing. Set it up on auto pay so that as soon as that paycheck comes in, it comes out. So by automating your investments, you're consistently contributing to your future without even thinking about it. And this reduces stress, it saves you time, it lets you focus on other important things in your life. And on the flip side, you want to make it as difficult as possible to make decisions that don't align with your goals, like impulse purchases, choosing expensive options when cheaper ones exist. And so a great strategy is to automate your investing and manually handle your discretionary spending. So this way you're always moving towards your long-term goals without getting sidetracked by short-term temptations. And what I mean by short-term temptations, if you have set aside, like on your budget, if you've set aside, let's say, $200 a month, and it's for literally whatever you want to blow it on, you need to put that in a separate account, transfer it over, and you have that $200. So when you start ordering on Amazon or doing, running into Marshall's or whatever that you do, guys, this may be different. This may be like Dick's Sporting Goods or Bass Pro or whatever your hobbies are, but you know what that amount is, and so you don't feel guilty for doing that because that's what you set aside for that discretionary spending. All right, so number 4 is going to be waiting too long to invest. So according to a study done by Fidelity, starting to invest at age 25 rather than 35 can result in nearly doubling retirement savings, which is crazy to think about. So any of you guys that are watching, if you're in your 20s, now is the time. Well, anyone watching, now's the time, better than waiting, a year, 2 years, 5 years, etc. But when they compared that 25 to 35, it doubled the retirement savings. Another comparison, Dave Ramsey often says the best time to start investing was yesterday. The next best time is today, and it's so true. We tell people, the same thing in investing in real estate, because prices continue to go up with inflation and things like that. So if you are considering investing in real estate, and maybe that's your avenue for investing, the next best time is today. So many people delay investing because they believe they need a lot of money to start. But the truth is, even small investments can grow substantially over time thanks to the power of compound interest. So imagine starting with like $100 a month at age 25, and by the time that you've reached 65, that money could grow into hundreds of thousands, even millions. So don't wait for that perfect moment or that big commission check or inheritance or whatever it is. Start with what you have and let compound interest work its magic. So as your financial situation improves, increase your contributions, but the key is just to get started. So hopefully this helps, you guys take action. And that's really the goal of this episode, is just to take action in your financial future and building wealth. All right, so number 5, not curating your inner circle. So if you're looking to build more wealth, it's important to look at the people you spend the most time with. So do they model the kind of life you desire? If not, it may be time to make a change. If you surround yourself with smart money thinking friends, people who are driven, ambitious, time conscious, and focused, chances are those habits will rub off on you in no time. Conversely, if you are constantly around people with poor money habits, you're likely to pick up those instead. And so this isn't like woo-woo or anything like that. This is about creating an environment that will support you in your reaching your goals. So when you surround yourself with people who are successful with money and understand how to build wealth, and impact through entrepreneurship, investments, etc., then you give yourself a different view of the world and what opportunities are available. Now, there's an episode that I do. It talks about your board of advisors. And so one of those board of advisors is your top 5. So, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. So who are the top 5 people that you spend the most time with? All right. And if you think about that, if you write it out, are these people that you're striving to be like? Are they people that are pouring into you and you guys are helping each other get better at life, holding each other accountable? And if they're not, and you spend the majority of your time with them, you need to probably reevaluate. I'm not saying, get rid of hanging out with any family members or get rid of, any friends or anything like that. Just evaluate your time, because your time is money. Okay. All right. So hopefully that helps in regards to, financial future, building wealth, being smart about making a plan, sticking to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you got value from this episode, make sure to like and subscribe today. Thanks.